Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm just a builder. Alright, so the last thing we did is we painted up this section right here for medium gray. Just going to take the tape off here, see how it looks. It's a little rough. Yeah, I got some paint where I didn't want it to. Let's see if I can scrape it off. Yeah, for what I could do, it looks pretty good. Let's see how crap. Oh, come on, not my face. I wish I had a better way to look at it. Oh, let's see if we can try. Let's see if I can turn it around. Yeah, as you can see, right there. I'm trying to scrape it off just a little bit. So, we'll see how it goes. There's always more chances to do better. I'm just giving it light scraping. Not too much. That'll be okay. I think we're good for that. A little rough, but it's good. So, now this box right here is real helpful for figuring out where paint applications go. There's something I can actually do. The last one we did, we had to repaint up the Broussard collector because when I scraped it off, I scraped away some of the spray paint. So here we go. Let's take it off. I'm gonna scrap all that crap though. So, here. So I can use my tweezers. There we go. What I could do, it looks really, really good. Come on, not my face. Looks really, really good. I'll definitely mask off some areas. Alright. Bios. This is actually something I can do now. Now I think I will paint it the red. Let's see. Okay. This makes me wonder how it's going to go in. I don't know. I'm just wondering how these two pieces are going to go together. I will figure it out. Right. Okay. Let's see. Reverse art collector. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. When the silver piece goes inside. And this goes over kind of like that. It's almost there. And time for some more masking. I think I'll switch the camera around. Let's see. Now you can see the outlines there. These here, this area here, extend right to there. I'm going to mask that area off. I'm going to also mask this part right here. I'll also along in here, and then this guy right there. I'm going to mask that off so that we can start painting. I like doing this. Like, instead of being able to try to do it with my face in the way. Alrighty. So that's what we're going to do here right now. See if I can turn it up like that. How's it look? It looks pretty good. Just trying to get some good angles here. No, stupid. Itchy leg. Alright. Hello. Yeah, extends right into there. I'm gonna have to almost mask. I'm gonna have to mask this entire area off, right along here, just all around it. I'll probably. How do I want to do this? We'll figure it out. Just stretch it out as far as we can. This'll do. Oh. So we'll cut out paints and everything. Do I need to? That stays like that. Again, check your reference. Just check your reference photos on the box. Come on. Oh crap! Come on. Take off my glasses here. Okay. So if you try going along the seam right along here, you will have to put more tape right up in here. Alright, so let's Let's see what we need to do here. I wonder if I can pull this out. There, let's do this. Let's tear that off. Got it. Tear that off. Okay, that should do it. Again, you're just trying to get out. You're just trying to make sure you have a perimeter taped off, so that way you can paint without screwing up much. You might be able to reuse some of this paint. Some of this tape. There we go. Almost there. I can. Almost there. It's a tedious process. Masking off. Now you are, for those of you who are watching, you are free to try and freehand this if you really want. I've done freehanding myself. It's a pain in the hind end. It's no fun when you screw up. Okay, come on. So, if you do intend to freehand, be very, very careful and take it slow. You're not trying to win a race or anything. You're just masking off areas. It's okay. Close enough, honestly. Now, if you do freehand it, it ain't going to be perfect. I'll say that. Let's see if we can tear it off. Let's tear that off. What's even harder when you're masking tape is trying to get it close, but not too close. So you're not rubbing up against where you want to paint. There we go. Come here. Come on. Go. Cool. Almost done. Now with this part is that you can kind of see it almost looks like right around here, it kind of looks like a, not teardrop in a sense, but right in here. Maybe I'll turn the camera around. I'm gonna face it up around to me. But right here, you can almost see kind of a teardrop shape in some sense. And if you can't exactly get the curves with the painter, with the masking tape, if you can try and freehand it, go right ahead. I might even do that. And we're almost done here. You just need to mask off this little area, just for this area, and for, my finger, for right around here, all the way around, and right around this area. So, it's a difficult process. One that's a pain in the hind end, I'll give it that. Okay. One thing that's also a pain in the hind end is that when you take off the tape, it gives you little teeth at the bottom. It gives you little teeth. So, if you need a flat edge, just take your X-Acto knife, just cut it right off. Give you a flat area for when you need to get down here. Like I said, it's a pain in the hind end sometimes. So, just take it slow. That's all I gotta say, honestly. What's nice about these X-Acto knives is it helps you get right under the tape. Come on. What I'm trying to do here is just... Ah, cool. Okay. Go. Just take a slice off there. Again, use as much... I'm using as much tape as I need, honestly. There's no way I'm going to go through this entire roll with just one model. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now just gently carving into the tape. Okay. So just take that. I apologize if my hand is covering everything, but I'll show the final result when I'm done. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Turn the camera around. Final result. Again, some areas don't need to be masked off, just for painting areas. It's like all I did was just mask off this entire area, for this part, this area, and this area. It's kind of all you need to do in some sense with that. You don't need to mask off the entire piece, but if that helps you, go right ahead. Set that right aside. Now, for these areas, using medium gray for probably this entire section in here. Let's see. Box can also help you. So it looks like, let me turn this camera around again. So this box is really helping me out. Imagine if you're I imagine if you're working on one of these sets, it'll help you as well. But right up in here, you can see the color right at the top of my fingernail. Right along in there is where you don't need to paint. Now I recommend you very, very carefully freehand that. I'll be doing that freehanding myself. So it's going to be a lengthy process doing that. So again, if you can freehand it, well done. Okay. Brush. Not that one. This brush here was my finer pointer one, but I have to grab out a new one. Oh, come. Stuff gets all of you. Pieces. Okay. Medium gray. Always make sure you shake up your paints and whatnot. Okay, there's that. Alright, here we go. We'll start with that. Now I'm kind of hesitant to even try the teardrop area right at the back. Just because of my brush ain't exactly very pointed anymore. So I'll probably find a new brush. Got it. Alright. First area complete. A little rough, but it'll do, honestly. It's even harder when your bristles have kind of come down on you. And that's the hard part. That's what I don't like, is when you have to buy new ones. Okay. That's what's annoying sometimes. Buying new brushes. Come on, let's get this out here. Okay. Right there. How's this one? How's this one? There's that. How good is that? Is that the one I was always looking for? I think so. There's that. Alright. So I got in here some finer pointer ones. Still in the still in good condition. So I'm gonna take those. Now. Okay. Is there anything else I want to do? Not really. Well, maybe. I think I'll use that brush for the even finer points. Take it here. Nah, that's exactly what I hate. When it's so crappy looking like this, you can't get your fine points out. That's what makes it difficult. That's why you always have extra brushes on hands like this. This still has a fine point. It's hard to see. Let me see if I take this thing off. Just like that. That's what you want to have when you're doing something like this. Not this. And that's what kind of sucks. Is replacing brushes. But you do what you gotta do sometimes. However, if you're let's say you're painting a car engine. So let's use the example of any one of my cars that I'm going to do on this channel. Either my Hudson Hornet SS Impala, the 67 Impala, any of the 67 Impalas, or the Charger that I'm going to do next, right after this model is done. When it comes to painting those details, I'll just use one of these brushes, one of these old brushes. You don't want to, if you want to throw away your brushes, go right ahead. I got nothing against that. But I certainly don't want to waste their potential on something else. Like, if you don't care about it, go right ahead. Or if you say they're still on their spruce pieces, and you want to use them like that and then glue them together afterwards, go right ahead. They still got potential. They still got use. Just not the way you just not the way you wanted them for. Unfortunately, things wear out. That is part of using your tools. You take care of them the best you can, and eventually they'll wear out. So, always have good tools on hand. Always have good paint brushes. Keep them clean. Even when you do keep them clean, they're still gonna get old. They're still gonna do that. They're still gonna give you problems and everything. Yeah, as I figured. Come on. And even sometimes paint will get inside the bristle here. Sometimes you won't be able to get it out, and that's what compromises your brush there. Come on. Yeah, and I'm destroying my brush here. Like I said, this brush is going to be good for painting those parts that are on spruce. So, this brush is gone, honestly. So, if you think it's still got some life left in it, and instead of using it for like finer points, go right ahead. Just use it until you can't use it no more. It's kind of turning in. Use it until you can't use it no more. But there will be times when you will have to throw it away, even after it's done. If you can't find a use for it for what you want, you find another brush, find another tool. Like in this case, new fine point of a brush, like that. Keep it clean and everything. It'll serve you well. Trust me. Probably could have used a bigger brush for this, but honestly, that's okay. I probably could have masked off that area, then I had to take off the paint. But so, let's see if I can get it. Come on. What's nice about the masking tape here is that although it's sticky, it's not sticky enough to stay in place. It still gives you a little bit of leeway. That's good. I think that'll do it. If I need to, I'll repaint it again. I'll repaint areas again. Again, with every new brush, you'll have to knock some sense into it, like this. I need to knock it a little bit of sense into it. We'll get there with it. Every new brush has a break-in point. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Let's see if I can get it. And what's nice about reflective surfaces is that it helps you identify your painting spots. Like in this case, I can identify where I need to paint and all. However, when freehanding, it's not going to be perfect. It's the one thing that's hard, is the freehanding. Let's see how it's looking. Okay. Again, I'll say this one more time. Freehanding is not perfect. You're going to screw up, and I think I did that just a little bit. So be mindful of that. I think that's why people bought airbrushes. Because they hate freehanding. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And maybe for some of you, you like freehand painting. Maybe you're better than me. And that is okay. Or maybe some of you are just getting into this kind of thing and you want to see how it goes. Yeah, it's kind of. Again, have good brushes on hand. Take good care of them. And they'll take good care of you. While I was at the hobby store today, I thought about getting another model of the Enterprise. They have a couple different versions. They have two 1/350th scale, one for this version that I'm doing, one for the motion picture. Yeah, those two. And then they have a couple other then they have another box. It's another 1/1000 scale, older AMT. And then they have another box that's got two kits in it. One is a 1/1000 scale, and the other one is a 1/650th scale. And during the video of the history of AMT Enterprise history, that one was marketed toward fathers and their kids. Ideally, the 1/1000 scale would be catered to the parent or your dad, and the small, was it the bigger one or smaller one? I can't remember. But one would be for the parent, the other one would be to the kid. And funny enough is that when they first started making those kits, they were actually in the 1/1000 scale. So it's kind of odd, but it is what it is. So I thought about, I already have how many? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Enterprise kits, all in different variations. They also had a 1/1000 scale for the Excelsior. I thought about getting that one, but I was like, you know what? I have so many models right here. Why the heck do I need another one? So, I mean, it's fun putting together the models. It's even more funner when you buy them. Let's see. Okay, let's get through there. And then I also saw kind of a little kit. It was a like heroes and adversary kind of ships. types kit. They're all small ones. Bet you smaller than the 1/1000 scale one. It was just a box, like a 10 by 12 box. So I wouldn't know the dimension. I wouldn't know this. I don't remember the scale from the box. But all I can say is that they looked really, really small. And that one had, again, hero and villain starships. Two of them happened to be the Defiant and the refit version of the NX-01 Enterprise. So, one of the other ships also happened to be the Reliant, which I'm not sure if you well, I'm not sure if you call that a villain or hero. Probably a villain ship, honestly, since it was the vessel that Khan used in the Wrath of Khan. How much time out? I don't know, videos. I know people when they. I think what some people do is when they do painting, they'll like speed up the process or something. I am still new to this, and I probably won't even dabble in that, just because sometimes I like talking about the kit and showing it in case people need a reference point or something. Come on. And this is why they create snap-tight kits. So kids don't have to paint. Now I think for the snap-tight kits, they do allow for some painting. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not screwing up here or anything. I'm just trying to paint this as a pain in the hind end. Now, I will say I did dabble with the idea of doing the second nacelle off screen. Give me a second. But maybe someone out there will want it. You never know. So I probably won't dabble in that either. I'll just do them all. It'd be like watching the motion pictures. The slow motion pictures people call it. Be like watching that. Like watching paint dry. Oh gosh. But you never know. Maybe someone out there enjoys what? Maybe someone will enjoy it. Alright, come here. I'm almost done with this side. You know, fine pointed brushes are nice, but sometimes you think that maybe they're a little too fine. In the sense that you're trying to paint a spot, but it seems like it's not wanting to paint. It's like, what the devil? It's like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Which ticks me off sometimes. I mean, it paints wherever. It paints anywhere else you want it to, but for other areas, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna tick you off. And you're like, really? Why? And the brush is like, because I can. Of course, I'm like, screw you. I'm just gonna power through as much as I can. Come on. I apologize if I'm not doing a lot of speaking. Just a lot of freaking concentrating. I'm getting there. Now the tough part, you see right up in there, if it's called the graded part within the nacelle here, that textured bit. I'm not gonna paint that. I don't see it. It's not painted. It's only painted the base color of the ship. Say, okay, so the color you see on the checkered bit, that's the color it's gonna be. But the bordering part, the lines bordering it, that area has to be painted. And that's a pain in the hind end. That's the part that's giving me trouble. That's why I'm being so quiet. It's because I need to. That's why I'm trying to concentrate here. I apologize if this is not exactly as exciting as some people are hoping. My hope is that someone is able to at least find this channel and is helpful. Hopefully, it finds it, gives them some help that they need for something like this. That's my goal for the channel, is to give somebody some guidance. Let's talk a little bit about movies. Wrath of Khan, which this is this theme from. I have always wondered what makes it the best movie for people. Like, why is that kind of their top 5 rankings? And I've kind of had that question. It pops up every now and again. Maybe it's the writing, or maybe it's the that final battle at the end that makes it good. I don't know. I've always wondered that. So I imagine if you ask people, it'll be a whole lot different for them. But I couldn't answer that question. If someone asked me point blank. Something about that movie makes people enjoy it. How long is this? Oh my goodness gracious, this is going to be a long video. I do apologize if it's going to be a long video for some of you guys. That's getting there. It's just a pain in the hind end. With fine pointed brushes, when you start using them, there's a little droplet of paint that sticks on it. And you kind of have to guide that droplet to its intended area of painting. So that's what makes it tough. After we're done with this, we'll call it good for tonight. Yeah. You want to make sure with these fine pointed brushes you don't want to put too much paint on it. Just a little bit more. Okay. Almost there. Just need a little bit. One more spot. Alright. We're just gonna take this. Turn it here. Here we are. Again, those borders there on the checkered area are very much a pain in the hind end. Yeah. Sometimes I apologize for the camera still looking that way. See how that looks on camera. Sometimes, even on camera, you can get a better look than what you can see with your own eyes. Honestly, that looks pretty good. Again, the outlining, the borders of the checkered area are very difficult to do. I have trouble doing it, but hey, we're there. Around here. Well, we're there with that. Again, always clean off your brush. Try to keep it as nice and tidy as the brush part. Nice and tidy. And if I have to, I will go back with this brush. Come on. It doesn't like accumulating water really well. So remember, keep it a fine point as you can, and it'll last you. Now again, it's not. Oh, frick, did I get some? That must be from the brush. Again, do your best with it, do your best with the painting and all. It's never going to be perfect. If it was perfect, I think it'd be just a little boring. There'd be no challenge, if you will. It'd just be boring. Sometimes a challenge is good for us. It teaches us patience. There's a lot of things that can be learned from challenges, from being challenged as a whole. And that's what these models provide, what they help me with. They help me with patience, especially on my hardest days. And it just helps me de-stress a little bit. I can work on something that is fun for me, and you can go after the finer details yourself. No one is telling you to go do it. You go do it yourself. It's all on your own volition. So, all right. Sit in here. Again, we have 4 more parts. We got these 2 pieces, this guy, and this guy. And then painting the Brassard collector. Let me see again. Okay, sitting on top of this. In a sense. Let's see. Okay, transparent red, there's red. Yeah, transparent red. Use that for the Brassard collector. Now, I'm not sure if that is actually accurate to what is on screen, but we'll go with it. We'll go with the transparent red. And it actually works out pretty well for the Annex 01. There she is. Works out pretty well. Again, sometimes you just gotta guess. What you can also do is just look up turn this camera around here to show you something. Now, it does look clear, but on this kit right here, it just looks clear. It just looks clear. I don't know why. Let's see if I can turn it a little bit. There you go. See, it looks clear right there, because this is the production version right here, i.e. Space Seed Edition, but it's clear. I may try something different. I may look for transparent orange. I believe that is something that is at the store, because they do, no, maybe not transparent, but clear versions. Now, what's F again? F is red. Again, I'll experiment. If I do want to do this set again, I'll experiment with... I'll probably go check out some photos. Definitely check out photos if you plan to do this model. But I'll definitely check out photos. Alright, I apologize for this really long video and all. Just all that doodah. I will see you all in the next one. Will be I think the next thing we'll be doing, I'll turn the thing down, is probably figuring out these parts here. Definitely spraying them up. This one, the Brassard collector, I'll be painting that up. maybe not red. Let's go to the Lego version here. What is that? That looks like an orange. Now let's go to the Enterprise. Let's go to the NX model. That's red. This is red. I think we'll go look for a transparent orange. But what we'll also do is look at photos as well. So look at photos, make your own decision on what you want to do, whether it be red or orange for this, or maybe you want to keep it clear. Now, one thing I kind of did screw the pooch on was that when I spray painted this, some of the paint got in on the inside here. That's why one of the last videos I tried was masking this area. That didn't go over too well. I wonder if I could have stuffed it with like a Kleenex or a cotton ball or something. Just something to keep it nice and clean in there. I probably could have done that. But that's just one. Okay. Let's see here. So, again, just take your time and everything, especially on those nacelles. They are not for the faint of heart. Freehand painting is not for the faint of heart at all. It is for those who are looking for a challenge and are willing to have a ton of patience. Alright. I won't ramble on too long. Y'all have a good day. And happy Marvel building. Happy Star Trek. Peace.